Hey, hello and welcome. As you can tell with the title, I'm the Obsessed Movie Man, O.M.M. And more movie news. I haven't been here a lot lately. I've been just doing a lot of work. I'm making my top 10 list of my favorite films of the year, and that's taking a lot of my time, but I promise by the next video I'll get that up. Um, anyway, I would like to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man 2, seeing that I talked about the first one before it came out. I thought I should talk about this one. And we have a whole bunch of information, so let's get down to it. I wrote some of it down, so if you'll bear with me. First off, we're going to be having Mark Webb to direct the film again, so kudos to him for sticking around. I probably should talk about again what I thought of the first one, even though I already made a review for it. I really liked. I bought it. It's funny. I put it right next to all the other Spider-Man movies I have. Yes, I even have three, even though I dislike it. But whatever. And but um, yeah, I really liked it. I was just watching it recently, and I loved all the actors: Andrew Garfield, Martin Sheen, Emma Stone, Sally Field, Dennis Leary, and the dogs are trying to get into the room. So give me a minute. Come on. Alright, so I'm just gonna let the dogs roam throughout the video. But anyway, I loved it, and I thought it was really good. The ending, if you stayed after the credits, was great. I think we all have our own speculations of what that ending meant. I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I really loved it, and I think it might be my favorite Spider-Man movie. It's a toss up between Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2, because I think I went over this before. The original trilogy, now looking back at it, I think of it as like a soap opera kind of superhero movies. And they're not necessarily bad. They just are really really campy. I mean, if you want a real faithful, true to the comic kind of movie, you might want to watch the Raimi films. But I don't dislike, except the third one, but I don't dislike them. So it's anyway, back to Amazing Spider-Man 2. Andrew Garfield's going to come back, of course. Emma Stone, and we're going to talk about her again in a minute. But the villain is somewhat came of a surprise. Was somewhat of a surprise to me. The villain is going to be Electro. When I say somewhat, I say a lot. I'm very very sorry. When I say somewhat, I knew it was going to be a lesser known villain. I just didn't expect Electro, and I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Electro. I don't know. He's just some punk. But I read a lot about what they're gonna do with him, and I think they're gonna kind of retell his story. Like we're gonna have Jamie Foxx, Django, a movie I did see. I didn't review it, but you might see it on my top 10 list. Jamie Foxx is set to play Electro, and he said that it's going to be a different origin story, and they're not even going to use the same suit, which I'm glad, because how can you take this seriously? You can't. There's no way. I could just picture it. If Amazing Spider-Man Andrew Garfield came across this, he would just he would just fall down laughing. What I'm hoping is, they do a suit similar to what they did in the Spectacular. Yes, I have the action figures. So what? I actually like the cartoon. Yeah, I'm hoping they would do something similar to this from the Spectacular Spider-Man. What I'm thinking they're gonna do though, because I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I think they're going to make a design similar to the Ultimate version of Electro in the Ultimate comics. So it's not far off from this, but you would see his face, and yeah, I beheaded him. Um, you would see his face all badly scarred and stuff. So there's my thoughts. I'm hoping, and I'm confident that Electro will work because, as time has shown, I've been mixed upon the villains in superhero movies. Like I was like, when I first heard Bane was going to be in, I was like, that might not work, but it did. Um, so Electro, I'm confident they'll get him to work. The movie's set to come out in May 2014, so we have quite a while until that comes out. I don't think they have started filming yet, but They will. J.K. Simmons, who, thank God, has, and amazingly, amazingly, he has expressed interest in coming back as J. Jonah Jameson, and I'm begging you, Mark Webb. I'm begging you, take advantage of this. Normally, you wouldn't get actors saying they'd be happy to play their role, or, well, in my opinion, they wouldn't normally do that. Take advantage of this. Yes, I know it'll seem weird saying he was from the other trilogy, but look at him. He is J. Jonah Jameson. Just as much as Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, and Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, J.K. Simmons is J. Jonah Jameson. I can't stress this enough. I think I've done this in my two vlogs about Spider-Man. I've always hammered that in. Please, there's just... It'll be funny if I'm proven wrong when this... no one can replace J.K. Simmons. It's impossible. Just watch this. They're going to recast someone. He's going to do a good job. And that's going to make me look like a total idiot. But please, just seriously, take advantage of this. Alright, Shailene Woodley, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right, is coming in. She's going to be playing Mary Jane. So, I'm totally cool. She was from the Descendants. She was one of the daughters. And she did a pretty good job. So, they're putting her in. They're putting Harry Osborn, who will be played by Dane DeHaan. Again, not sure if I'm pronouncing the names right. I'm terrible at that. And he was the psychopathic, superpowered sociopath in Chronicle. Yeah, that's pretty much fitting Harry. So they're going to be putting him in. I think it's going to be cool. You'll have, just like in the comics, you'll have Gwen, Flash, MJ, Harry, Peter hanging out. I'm not Flashy, like at the end of the first one, Flash seems to be somewhat nicer. They'll probably have him being a dick again, but whatever. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, last thing I should probably discuss is that there is a rumor Gwen is going to die in this movie. And this is common comic book knowledge, so I don't think I'm really spoiling anything. But if you haven't really read the comics, you might want to just stop the video right now, because I'm probably going to be just dwelling on this. But in the comics, Gwen Stacy is best known for her story arc, The Night Gwen Stacy Died, in which Gwen Stacy died. And in that, she's on the George Washington or Brook... They keep changing it. I remember they keep changing it back and forth, but I'm pretty sure it's to the George Washington Bridge. Green Goblin takes her up there, throws her off. Spider-Man tries to save her with a web, and the sudden stop from the web snaps her neck. Of course, Green Goblin says differently, but whatever. And rumors have been coming out that they were filming in London at a bridge, at this giant bridge, and people are saying, is Gwen Stacy going to die in this one? And there was rumors that Mary Jane's not going to have a big part in this movie, but will be in the third one. So, Emma Stone says she's okay. She actually wants her character to die. She wants to be faithful to the comics. And that's cool, but what I'm hoping is that they're going to save that for the third movie. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, because we haven't introduced, maybe we haven't really introduced Norman Osborn yet. And what I'm hoping and what I'm speculating is that, like, okay, again, another spoiler, like at the very end of The Amazing Spider-Man, Kurt Connors, the Lizard, is put in jail, and he has like a visitor who's in the shadows who's like, did you tell the boy about his father? And Connors is like, no. And the shadowy guy's like, good, we'll leave him be for now. Connor's like, you should leave him alone, and the shadowy figure just disappears as a bolt of lightning flashes. People say, oh, it's Norman Osborn. Some people say, oh, it could be Electro because of the lightning. Oh, it could be Mysterio because he vanishes. Oh, it could be the Vulture because his hands look old. I think it's Norman Osborn, or at least someone who's working at Oscorp at least. But what I'm thinking is that in the second or the beginning of the third one, at the end of the second or the beginning of the third one, Osborn is going to get cured of whatever he's dying, and that cure is going to be what turns him into the Green Goblin. And I'm pretty sure like Osborn already knows that Peter is Spider-Man, so that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. You know what? It would be really funny if, because Emma Stone's a natural redhead, I think. because I don't want to see Emma Stone die. Would be funny if they don't show Mary Jane until after Gwen Stacy's death. I know this will this will not happen, but I'm just saying this would be really funny if right after she dies, it's like a few months later, Aunt May tries to set up Peter with MJ, and he opens the door and you see Emma Stone just with red hair and playing. I just thought that would be funny, but of course I know they won't do that. So I'm looking forward to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 coming out May 2014. I forgot the day, and I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to it. Those are my thoughts. Take them for what it's worth, and I will see you guys later. I'm still working on my top 10 list for the films of this year. Amazing Spider-Man might be there because it was pretty good. It might, but don't really count on it. So I'll see you guys later. This is O.M.M signing out.